Professional wrestling is the one true sport. Other sports have their share of intense, dramatic moments, but nothing can compare with professional wrestling. Welcome to Wrestling History X, where three friends come together to talk about the stories behind the matches. I'm Matt.
I'm Michael. I feel like a woman temple.
And I am Marty Jannetty.
Welcome to episode 89, Raw.
Woo!
Ooh, the date, maybe?
We'll get there.
Oh, okay. All right. Just saying Raw feels weird.
I know, I should probably say
WWF Raw.
Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Raw!
I never know what to write.
Was it Raw as War yet, or was it still just Raw?
It's still just Monday Night Raw.
Okay.
It's still just the 1 hour.
I'm surprised they never...
That's right. Raw as War became 2 hours. Yeah, that's when it was 2 hours.
Yeah, it was when it was Raw as War and then Warzone.
I'm surprised they never came up with, like, the letters of Raw meaning something. It's like they make it close to the guys. Raw is
real ass like, wrestling.
There we go. That would be like if ECW came up with Raw. That's what they would call it. That's what they would call it for sure.
But this was the 17th episode of Raw, produced by the WWF. It would take place on May 17th, 1993, at the Manhattan Center in New York City.
We haven't left there yet.
Have not.
I was just finishing up my sophomore year of high school.
And Manhattan Center holds about 1,000 people.
Yep. You know who's not in the Manhattan Center this time we're back? That one radio guy.
Oh,
that is very true.
So that's cool.
What was his name? Something Goldman.
It's not Don Imus.
I forgot, and I don't really care to go.
No, yeah, whatever.
We'll just call him
We talked about
Gary.
him enough, yeah.
Gary Goldman.
So we're in New York.
We are.
We're back in New York.
New York.
Yeah, we were just staying in the same places over and over again.
Pretty much.
Philly, New York, Georgia.
I kind of feel like
New York,
Shane actually
Georgia.
has the hardest job out of all of us.
Yeah. I'm ready for when he brings a whole cheesecake.
It's. I mean, hell, give us enough times. I'm sure we'll end up there. I don't know, or maybe when we end up with a show in Chicago, I'll duplicate or replicate the Mama's Little Bakery cheesecake from that Friends episode that was based out of Chicago, Illinois. I remember.
There you go.
I thought Friends is from New York.
I know it was from New York, but the bakery in the episode was from Chicago.
Okay.
Mama's Little Bakery. But no, we're not in Chicago. We're in New York. So, what is New York known for? My initial mission when I started this little food tour was find foods from around the place where the shows take place in, and
so you got
turn them into a sandwich.
Apple you could find.
No, I went sandwich route. No apples in this one.
We love a good sandwich around here.
Strictly meat with a little bit of cheese and sauce. In New York, you have a famous deli, the Katz's Deli, that has these monstrous sandwiches.
I'll have what he's having.
Yes. In Oklahoma City, once upon a time, we had this little place called Scotty's Deli that would make a monstrous-sized pastrami sandwich similar to what you could get at Katz's, but unfortunately, it is no more. However, went to this nice little new place that I discovered called ND Foods, and it's this little bakery / bread place that has these awesome treats and deli sandwiches, and yeah, it's so much more than I was expecting it to be. I got what they have on their menu called the Manhattan, which is pastrami and corned beef with some Swiss and spicy mustard on light rye, stacked pretty tall. I wasn't expecting it to be like this.
It's a big ass
stacked up. I've been there before, and every sandwich is very similar to this one, where it's like 3 inches of like boar's head meat, some mustard, and like a slice of cheese. Sounds like not a whole lot to write home about, but you will not be disappointed.
No.
Keep it simple.
You are definitely not disappointed with the sandwich.
No, sandwich is great. The pickles that they have, hell yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a great pickle.
Now
you have to do the Kaz Deli scene.
I'm not going to have
Let's not
a foodgasm.
That one. Let's keep that one to.
Give me your best Meg Ryan.
We'll keep that one to the after hours
okay.
Patreon.
When the mic's off.
But while they're devouring those delicious sandwiches, talk about something that happened around the same time as this episode of Monday Night Raw. Shania Twain and Toby Keith would both release their debut albums on the same day.
Oh, wow.
3 weeks prior to the show.
And the song that I took my namesake from is not on this album. That's not until like 97.
No.
But I only know like the crossover hits. Shania Twain ran so Taylor Swift could fly. When it comes to crossover country artists.
I'd have to agree there.
Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, if it wasn't for Shania Twain, there would be not as many belly buttons seen on TV. She
She pioneered the belly
yes,
button.
she pushed the limits of showing your midriff.
Well, I salute her for it.
I'd rather not talk about the other guy.
It's the only reason I added him.
I'm not a Toby Keith fan.
I can't say I am either, but I do love those Shania Twain singles from that one album that was huge. They're all solid.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I actually listened to a Best of Shania not too long ago just because I happened to be in on cue and the music was playing and it was a Shania Twain song. It's like, I haven't heard this one in forever. So I got in my car and just pulled it up on my Apple Music. And
Toby Keith's the boot in your ass guy, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's the only thing I can think of because I get all those guys mixed up. I didn't grow up on 90s country. Like, I heard it and stuff because it was huge, but, like, my parents didn't listen to it, so I don't know
Toby Keith has a
with
career
the exception of
because
Garth Brooks. And Toby Keith's actually a pretty good actor. Isn't he in Sling Blade?
No, that's Dwight Yoakam.
Oh, shit.
Or-
See, I told you I can't tell the difference.
No,
Toby
Dwight
Keith, though-
Yoakam is an amazing actor.
Toby Keith is actually from Moore, Oklahoma, though.
Yeah.
And he,
As my friends the
Okay.
Dixie Chicks would say, fuck you, Toby Keith.
All right.
and his best, probably my favorite song of Toby Keith's, Should Have Been a Cowboy.
I'm sure I've heard it.
He's also got that Red Solo Cup song and
Yeah. I know like Garth because that's
Beer
inescapable.
for My Horses. He's basically just your good old boy that sings about the typical
Yeah, it's the
country
90s
music
country,
stuff.
like, you know.
He
my
has
dog,
a
my
career
truck,
because
blah, blah,
Garth
blah.
Brooks went into retirement and they just needed a place filler. So it was like, who's standing there with a cowboy hat that can sing with a twang?
Yeah, I like my country music
Fuck
a
you,
little
Toby
bit
Keith.
older than this. That's all. I don't know. I don't have a lot to say about 90s country. Although, like, you know, all those Garth Brooks songs that everybody knows are good.
Yeah.
What's the one about pissing out whiskey? Great song. Love that song. Well, I can't think of it right now, but I know that's what it's about.
Good
Two thumbs up for Shania Twain. I'll join
found-
you with Fuck Toby Keith.
I found it super interesting that
Same day.
their albums both came out on the same day.
She wasn't
so.
married to him, was she? Didn't she marry a country guy?
No, she married a
she
music
married,
guy. She married Mutt Lange.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, producer dude.
Yeah. Good Mutt Lange. What a hero.
Yeah.
Secure in the bag with a face like that. I always appreciate that shit.
Let's go ahead and start talking about Monday Night Raw. We get the intro video into Vince McMahon welcoming us to Raw. Bobby the Brain Heenan and Macho Man Randy Savage are joining him for commentary.
Macho Man is extra tan. Like, super tan.
He is. Maybe he took some time off of working out because doesn't have to be ring ready. Spent a little bit more time in the under the lights.
Yeah. Got some extra light. Got some darkness in his hair.
What do you guys? How long do you think this alarm goes on? I was losing my mind.
Oh, it goes for a long
It was
time.
like
quite some
4
time.
minutes long to the point where like
Well, you could tell Vince was getting like
visibly
frustrated.
I
about it.
was.
Yeah.
I like my notes are just like this alarm. Holy shit!
Because
holy
this-
shit! This alarm like for like a paragraph because I was just like, oh my god, it just keeps going.
I think this was around the time that they started doing their little pre-intro things before Raw went on. So like 3 minutes before whatever the show was that was before it would cut into. Or wait, no, they weren't live yet. They were still recording. That didn't
Yeah.
happen until they were live.
Well, some of the shows were live.
Were they?
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like 1 week live, next week
Off,
taped.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember being at
Because they
Raw.
probably did it two in the same night or something.
Yeah.
That
I remember
checks out.
being at Raw years later where, I mean, they had all the noise effects and everything going, minutes before they actually went on air so they could do their little pre-intro thing. But yeah,
It's like
I can
Robot
only
Wars and
imagine
hear
it
all
would
the
be
noise.
as annoying as hearing Cesaro's old loud siren thing live. That thing was intense.
They then go to a video showing Savage and the Smoking Guns helping out at the Special Olympics earlier in the day, where a young man is doing some weightlifting.
Oh, it just melts your heart.
Right.
Savage hanging out with these fine young men.
Was he showing quite a bit of vigor?
Yes.
Okay. They then
Verve, if you will.
Verve.
They then preview the matches for the evening before sending us to footage from last week where Shawn Michaels is being interviewed by Lord Alfred Hayes outside of the building when Mr. Perfect would attack him. Michaels would be thrown into a door and onto the hood of a car until security could break them up.
This is super well done.
Right?
The energy is palpable. It's good. I mean, granted, it's Perfect and Shawn Michaels, but it's cool. It's cool to see. I kind of popped when he threw him on the hood of the car. I wasn't ready for that.
You got two of the best there that aren't afraid to take it over the edge. So bring it.
We then go live outside the building, and Lord Alfred Hayes tells us that he saw someone in disguise enter the building.
So it's kind of like the first episode of Raw.
Bobby Heenan.
Bobby Heenan's back in disguise.
But he's at the commentary booth, so it's not Bobby
It's
Heenan.
imposter Heenan.
Oh, I mean, it could be old Rabbi whatever or Aunt Shirley or... Wait, no, Aunt Shirley's coming up in just a minute.
All right.
So we're off to our first match, the Smoking Guns of Bart and Billy Gunn versus Glenn Ruth and Tony Vadja.
Yeah. My money's on Ruth and Vadja.
Poor Vadja. What a name.
I know, you're a professional wrestler. You can come up with one.
Right.
Big Tony V.
Maybe it's Vadja.
Yeah.
First of all, though, Billy Gunn is an inductee of the WWE Hall of Fame as a member of DX.
Well, hey there, Mr. Ass. Look
Not
at
solo
you.
as the Ass Man.
No.
Not solo.
What a great theme song.
Right? I'm an ass man. Dun, dun.
Dun-dun.
Okay, we're going to keep going.
I mean, if we're going to talk about
I only remember the
great
that
theme
part.
songs,
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's a good one.
we have seen Glenn Ruth before, though,
Have we?
just a few weeks ago as the Spider on that
Oh.
ECW show.
How
The
could
lost
I
episode.
forget?
I wonder if the payday was the same.
Probably not.
Yeah.
So the Guns come into the ring and they start firing off six shooters.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening.
Yeah.
It's like pop guns or whatever, but I was like,
It,
You
it
can't do
literally
that.
scares Howard Finkel out of the ring.
yeah, I don't think you could do that in like 1999. By that, like maybe, maybe you get away with like 97 or whatever. But I think like closer to the turn of the century.
Definitely after 2001.
Yeah, I was just thinking like probably not happening post Columbine was my thought.
Yeah.
But sorry
Yeah.
for the dark thoughts.
You went Columbine, I went 9/11, so yeah.
Yeah, both horrendous.
But you
Moving
probably
on.
could do it in 2020, because
There won't be
everyone
anybody in
carries
the
AR-15s.
there won't be anybody in the venue anyway.
So Bart immediately starts us off with a roll-up for a 2 count, followed by multiple arm drags on Vadja. Billy blocks a hip toss attempt by Ruth, hitting a clothesline and a sling blade. The Guns then hit a double Russian leg sweep on Glenn. Bart continues with a body slam. Billy with an elbow and a knee drop.
And constant little finger guns. It's fucking annoying. Yeah. Pew pew.
Do you get mad later on when Cactus Jack does it?
No, because that's a better part of his character. He's a crazy man.
Because he says it all cool.
These are
And,
Dukes of Hazzard cowboys that are just pew pew for the kids in the audience.
they're legitimately just wearing like a slightly
you're saying-
nicer version of a Halloween costume.
Pretty much.
See, the difference is bang bang versus
Pew pew.
Yeah,
exactly.
see, you got it.
It's different.
We didn't say bang bang. We wouldn't disgrace Mick like that.
Yeah.
Compared him to these guys.
It's as different as a sauce and a demi. You know?
There you go. The Guns with some more double teams. Billy with a vertical suplex and a power slam tosses Ruth to the ropes, hitting a back body drop into a pile driver by Bart for the pin and the win.
And the win. Yeah, that
That
pile
was
driver.
kind of a move. That was kind of a
Yeah,
cool
that pile
move.
driver looked pretty sick.
Yeah, old Glenn and Tony earned their cash
Yeah. And,
for the
Absolutely.
night.
Billy and Bart did their thing.
Build them up. We need some tag teams.
That's right. Smoke them guns.
It's a good first viewing of the Smoking Guns.
Yeah.
Of course. We then get an ad for WWF Mania with Todd Pettengill.
What an ad it was.
I love these ads.
Yeah,
they're
like
so much fun.
The super 90s, like...
They're so 90s.
Yeah.
What was this one exactly? I remember the last one where it was like the family watching it like in the morning.
Well, it was at the very end of this one as well.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But this one also had Todd just basically kind of...
Being an extreme dude.
Talking in very...
Yeah.
Watch our show, kids!
Yeah, like radio voice for children.
It's gonna be rad!
Exactly.
He turns his hat backwards and he says rad and skateboards off.
Heenan and Macho then preview the Tatanka match that's coming up later. And they say he's facing Terry Taylor before throwing it to Vince in the ring, who introduces his guest, Shawn Michaels. McMahon asks Shawn about Perfect attacking him last week.
With massive crowd chanting of Shawn is gay. Come on, New York.
Are they?
Yes.
I don't think I even got that. I watched this on an iPad. My power was out. Breaking kayfabe. The sound wasn't perfect.
Michael says that he took Perfect's best shot, but I'm still the champion. Vince says Michaels has been a bit of a reluctant fighting champion.
Not true.
So Shawn says he will defend he will defend the title anywhere, anytime, against anybody.
Anybody?
I'm the Heartbreak Kid. And I was like, is this the first time we've actually heard the term Heartbreak Kid?
I feel like we might, because I think he worn the heart. He's worn the heart.
I've said HBK.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we all know that's who he is.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
I felt like it was.
Yeah, like for a while there, I was like, we haven't heard Sweet Chin music yet. Or like
not,
they weren't even called. They were
yet.
calling it like Savat Kick forever. It's like it is, but it's a super kick.
Yeah. All of a sudden, we see a man in a blue hoodie jump in the ring.
It's John Moxley.
What? Nope. It's Marty Jannetty.
Ooh, much better. I appreciate that.
Marty says, "Are you a man of your word? I'll take that shot tonight." And McMahon makes the match.
Hell yeah. And Shawn doesn't like that.
John doesn't like that at all.
But you know who does like that?
Everybody else that's watching the show.
I know.
I mean, myself at that time, I was very excited to see Marty back.
But then we're off to our second match. Razor Ramon versus the Kid.
The Kid.
The Lightning Kid?
Just the Kid.
The 1, 2, 3 Kid?
Just the Kid. That's all he is on this show.
The Pegasus Kid? That's not
definitely not the Pegasus Kid.
Yeah, it's a different guy.
Cannonball Kid.
Oh, Cannonball Kid. I was like, there's another one, right?
Yep.
He's just the Kid.
At this point, he's still just the Kid. Now, after this match, he'll be something different. The Kid, also better known as X-Pac or Six, is a two-time inductee of the WWE Hall of Fame as a member of both DX and the NWO.
Or, as his close personal friends know, Sean Waltman.
Exactly. And before this match gets started, the Ring Girls are back, but this one isn't quite as attractive.
This is the nice way to put it. A woman of large carriage.
This
and they're obviously trying to make an edgy. I guess it's not edgy. It's just a shitty joke.
This was the Aunt Shirley I was mentioning just a little while ago.
Yeah, it's like, I thought we got rid of the shock jock guy. No, I guess still have the shock jock humor.
Exactly.
And we just don't have to deal with that guy on the mic.
Yes. For those of you confused, the person in the little mystery costume, whatever it was earlier, was not Aunt Shirley.
It was Marty Jannetty.
Marty Jannetty.
Which I was like, a blue hoodie is a disguise?
Disguise.
Yeah.
Huh? I mean, hey.
What was he going to say? I saw a
takes
shadow
a lot
figure
to get past Lord Alfred
walk in.
Hayes.
But didn't, yeah.
That's true. Razor tosses his toothpick into the face of the Kid and then proceeds to use his power to toss him around the ring. Ramon applies an ab stretch before hitting a fall-away slam, tosses the Kid to the corner, and charges in, but the Kid moves and Razor hits the ring post. The Kid then jumps to the top rope, coming off with a moonsault for the pin and the win.
Wow.
I know. Little guy beat the big guy.
Pinned him in 1, 2, 3.
I
loved it.
Saw this match live, and at this point I was like, there's no way this dude beat Razor Ramon. They got me.
They got you. Yeah,
they got me on
that.
This
Like
one.
that's why we like. Whenever I talk to people that don't watch wrestling, I'm like, a lot of the time, it doesn't always work on you. But whenever you're watching something current and you you get focused and you forget and you actually care about who's winning and everything fades away, and they get a legit emotional reaction out of you, that's what you're chasing all the time. And once it happens, it's it's like heroin. And sometimes you're just like, God damn it, why am I still watching this? And then
something
you shoot
like
up.
this match happens.
Yeah,
and it's
exactly.
yes, I watch because these little moments pop up every now and then and stick burned in your brain for 25 years.
Yeah.
Also, Razor Ramon is so much bigger than him that the ab stretch is hilarious and goofy looking. It's he's too big to even do an ab stretch on the kid. On Shawn.
Little kid had this match here so that Rey Mysterio could one day be world champion.
Yeah. Also, good on Razor for doing the job.
Yeah.
I'm sure he could have probably contested it. Look at him.
Yeah.
He could have basically anybody that's 6 foot or taller, he could have pinned, and it still would have been impressive. But Razor Ramon is the largest, most imposing guy on the roster at the moment, right?
Hey, man.
He's one of them. Basically, if anyone out there enjoys these episodes where we cover the Raws, this episode, because of this match right here, is the reason we're covering some of them.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to cover this match specifically.
I mean, also, Shawn, Marty, you can't skip that.
Yeah.
I didn't even remember that Shawn and Marty were on this episode.
Really? That's what I thought the reason was. I was like, well, 1, 2, 3 kid. I was like, oh, well, this is a 2 birds, 1 stone kind of show.
Hey, man. Don't undersell this next match.
That's right. But no, Razor Ramon and the kid, I just remembered seeing that, and it just...
Yeah.
It was one of those moments back when I was...
It's a bold choice for the time.
I was 12 years old at the time, and it blew my mind that the kid beat Razor Ramon.
The peak best time to watch wrestling is probably when you're 12 years old. Honestly. It's that's probably the most, no matter what era it was, when you were 12 was probably the best time, most fun you've had watching wrestling.
Because Attitude Era hit for me when I was
oh yeah, I mean, come on,
late teens, early 20s.
You were just perfect age for that, though.
It was a lot.
12
of
to 20 is the perfect time.
Yeah.
This next match, though.
But let's go ahead and move on to that third match.
Woo!
We got Tatanka.
Let me hear the Tatanka fans out there.
Versus Scott Taylor.
Oh, Scotty.
Wait, didn't they say it was going to be Terry Taylor?
I thought it was Terry Taylor versus Shawn Michaels later.
No, that's Marty Jannetty.
Yeah. But wasn't it under the guys before that?
No, Heenan and Savage said Terry Taylor was facing Tatanka.
Well, here's the thing, though. I did my little rewatch, and they were talking about for Mania, that show that they were promoting. It was Tatanka versus Terry Taylor on that one.
Okay.
But yeah, it was such a quick little breeze by.
Yeah, you're just like, wait a second, this isn't the same Taylor.
Yeah. And then, the fact that he was fighting Scott Taylor.
It was Scott Taylor that came out, and I'm just like, I'm so confused. I thought I was going to get to see the Red Rooster. I was like...
But you're going to get to see... what did they call that dance that they did? Did it have a name?
The Tatanka dance? Or
no,
what dance?
Who all Scott becomes later. Working with...
Oh, it was the Worm.
Oh, yeah, he does the Worm, but didn't they have another dance they did all together?
Maybe it didn't have a name. Dance.
The Too Cool Dance.
Yeah.
But yes. If you haven't figured out what we're talking about,
didn't mean
Scott
to bury
Taylor
the lead, but I buried the lead.
Is a little bit better known as Scotty Too Hottie.
Yeah, coolest hat in the game. There's no top.
That's right.
Hair sticks out of it. It looks cool.
The maestro of the Worm. And, might I say, we have a ring girl upgrade for this match as well, too.
Definitely.
Aunt Shirley is gone, and, cousin Stacy is out instead.
So Scott, before the match starts going, he does an Indian impression.
Yeah.
That doesn't make Tatanka very happy.
Probably not.
You know what doesn't make me happy? Scott's hair. He's got, typical, I want to be a wrestler, 90s hair, mullet, almost hardcore, not hardcore Holly even, Sparky Plug.
Oh, yeah. But it's still better than poor Bobby Eaton's haircut that he's never got rid of, right?
It's like Bobby Eaton's, but just a little bit longer.
Yeah.
It has the Courtney Cox scream 3 bangs, straight across, way up high.
Yeah, I think we call them turf bangs now.
Taylor goes for a clothesline that the Native American ducks and returns off the ropes with one of his own. Multiple back body drops by Tatanka to send Taylor out to the floor, where he follows out with a tomahawk chop off the apron. Back in the ring, the Native American tosses Scott around the ring, hitting a body slam, an elbow drop, power slam, a back elbow, and some more chops. Another body slam and a hip toss. Then Tatanka stops to yell at the camera about Bam Bam Bigelow.
He's not even worried about Scott Taylor.
Which allows Taylor to mount some offense, only for the Native American to start up the war dance and hit the end of the trail for the pin and the win.
Is the end of the trail a very good... That doesn't seem like a very sensitive name.
No.
That's rough. I didn't realize that's what it's called.
Yeah, this...
Moving on.
There was one part throughout this match where Bobby Heenan was seriously talking about toilet paper
yeah.
and the styles of folding it, I guess just as a way to make a TP reference, because Tatanka is Native American.
Or was he calling the match shit?
It was a reach. The TP thing's a reach. Calling the match shit, not necessarily a reach. You know, just building Tatanka for the same reason we've been building Tatanka for a while now, so we cannot do anything with Tatanka. You know,
he's still undefeated.
WWF
he's still undefeated.
So, you know,
I mean,
you're undefeated and you're fighting
there was
Scott
that
Taylor.
weird DQ.
Come on, buddy. I'm hoping Terry Taylor gave him at least a little bit more competition. Unfortunately, I don't know if that episode of Mania is available to watch on the network.
I don't know if it is or not.
I'm not going to look it up.
I honestly didn't.
If anybody wants to do a deep dive, let us know on
honestly didn't
Twitter.
even know that there was a show called WWF Mania
until we watched
and saw that ad.
I mean, I think it's probably one of those like Sunday morning recap shows.
That's all it is. We then get the King of the Ring report with Mean Gene.
It always feels so official.
Mean Gene hypes up that the kid beating Razor Ramon, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean,
it is a big deal. It's a huge deal.
It's what I remember from this episode.
It's a Cinderella story.
I mean, also, like, this is, like, his debut, right? I know he worked on, like, the early, on the different sports channels.
He'd wrestled a couple times before on, I want to say he had wrestled a couple different ones, but he was, pretty much just a jobber on those, wasn't really known. And then...
Yeah, I know he was part of a different, like, smaller promotion that did have TV, like, and it was on one of the channels that ended up becoming ESPN at the time before he got to the WWF.
Yeah, I remember.
I don't know why or how I remember that, probably from listening to a wrestling podcast.
I want to say that was AWA.
It could be. Or maybe it was GCW? Is that a thing?
GCW's a thing.
That's a current thing? Okay. It was something weird that obviously nobody fucking remembers.
He then previews the matches that have been signed for King of the Ring and tells us that there's going to be a one-night single elimination tournament held.
I wish all wrestling
love a good single-night tournament.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I love them. I don't even care if I know who any of the people are. I will watch a 2-hour show as a single elimination tournament. I don't care if Impact did it tomorrow. I'd probably watch it, and I don't even know who's signed to that promotion. Just because I love them so much. Because it feels like it means something.
Can we get another tag team tournament?
Tag team tournament, please.
No, we've had enough of those, Shane. Don't put that on. Don't put that on us.
Come on, Bill.
We then get an Ico Pro ad with Tatanka. You gotta want it.
Yeah.
So if you guys have a lead on Ico Pro, we're trying to get jacked in 2021.
Yeah.
I've checked eBay, but all you can find is like Ico Pro posters, maybe an old T-shirt with the sleeves cut off.
Somebody has to have a time capsule out there somewhere that's just...
filled with Ico Pro.
Yeah.
It's just Vince McMahon filled his pool with Ico Pro and then concreted it over like the E.T. video game.
There's probably more people out there that would probably have more of what the next ad was for.
HGH.
What do we got?
Slim Jim ad with Macho Man snapping to a Slim Jim.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Supposedly they started using a Macho Man image again in stands in gas stations in the last year or so, but I haven't seen one yet. Just thought that was neat.
Who's getting the money for that?
I don't know. Hopefully Elizabeth.
Not Lex.
Yeah, Leaping
Lanny.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably Lanny.
Did you see? Kind of definitely a side note, but did you see the Slim Jim like Macho Man Randy Savage action figure. It comes in a box that looks like a Slim Jim box, and it's like him, and he's like holding like tiny Slim Jims, and has the costume. It's probably like the greatest wrestling action figure ever, because it's like everybody. It means it's like everybody knows him from that, whether you
like whether you know wrestling or not.
Like my mom probably remembers those commercials. Everybody does, but it looks incredible.
I mean, literally, you can say "snap into a Slim Jim" and everyone goes,
"Oh yeah,
yeah."
Man, when was the last time you ate a Slim Jim?
I've never been a big fan of
They're not good. They're crazy.
But I've never been a.
I used to eat them a lot when I was a kid, and then I got to this phase where like I would peel the casing off of it,
same.
and then eat it, and then however many years ago it was that Wendy Williams became popular, and she has a way of eating one where she basically
did that gross
cooks it like a crack pipe, where you hold a lighter underneath it just to heat it up, and make the little casing on the outside crispy. Yeah. I tried that once just to see. Ooh, that looks cool.
The
$125?
Oh, it's probably like way out of stock. I think they sold out when they came out, but they look awesome.
It was a San Diego Comic-Con
that's why.
exclusive.
The
if my friend out there, not Zack Ryder, whatever your name is right now,
Brian Myers.
No.
Zack Ryder's real name, Matt.
There we go.
Cordona.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't think of the name Matt. Apparently. Yeah, if old Matt or Brian has the Slim Jim Macho Man, they should send us one, because that would be awesome.
I'm sure that won't happen. Yeah, Slim Jims. I've heard a story about in jail people will take Slim Jims and like cheese, and then they'll like put it in like a bag, and like they'll chop up the Slim Jim and then put it at the bottom of a bag and then run it under the hot water and basically make like a tamale style like Slim Jim cheese burrito. I learned that from rap star Danny Brown. It sounded pretty gross, but he said they were pretty good. Anyway, Slim Jims.
I'd have to try one sometime. I'd be down.
I'll take care of the food for next time. We're doing jail hack food.
And we're off to our
toilet wine.
We're off to our fourth match. Kamala versus Yokozuna with Mr. Fuji.
Man, see, on episodes like this is what you guys come here for, right? The tangents.
Hey, I'm here.
Scott Taylor didn't do anything for anybody.
I'm here for the big belly slapping about to happen in this match.
Yep, we got a couple of big boys.
The two big men charge at each other, and it seems like Yoko is phased. They go a second time with the same result, so Kamala then hits a thrust kick, starts chopping away until Zuna with a throat thrust to break the momentum. Yokozuna takes over with more throat thrusts, hits a leg drop, but again Kamala comes back with chops.
Yes.
Only for Fuji to grab his leg as he comes off the ropes.
Boo.
Yoko takes advantage with a thrust kick, charging into the corner with an avalanche splash, a butt splash, a clothesline, and the bonsai drop for the pin and the win.
I mean, we knew what was going to happen here, but
always get in the way if they're Fuji.
Yeah, I'd like to. I know Kamala is only here to lose, but I'd like to see Kamala win just for fun.
Killing me softly, Fuji.
Yeah, I'd like to share a beer with both of these guys.
Yeah.
Why was Bobby Heenan going to Mars? Does anybody remember? He said he had tickets to Mars. Maybe he just wanted to get away from this match, but I didn't think it was that bad.
We then get an ad for All American Wrestling. And once again, it's another fun 90s commercial.
Wait, what's All American Wrestling? Just another show. How many damn shows did they have?
Too many. Yes.
Cable, man.
You complain about 5 hours of TV now? They did 5 hours of TV back then, too.
Yeah. It was just always the same show. Yeah, it was a constant repeat show of what happened on Monday Night Raw.
I miss Sunday Night Heat. That's where all the trash fun stuff was.
Yeah, that's now on Main Event.
Oh, is that what? Oh, is that?
Oh, yeah, Main Event now. It used to be Velocity.
Yeah.
It went from Heat to Velocity to Main Event.
And what was the one on Saturday nights at like midnight? Was that just a recap show?
Yeah. We then get our fifth match. Shawn Michaels versus Marty Jannetty for the WWF Intercontinental Championship.
Rockers. Rocking the house.
Yeah, keep going.
No,
I like the song. Okay.
The champ comes out first. Foreshadowing.
Mm-hmm.
So the match gets going. Head slams into turnbuckles are traded between the two, but Marty takes advantage with his, rolling up Michaels for a 2 count. Sunset flip out of a leapfrog for another Jannetty near fall, followed with multiple clotheslines to send Shawn out to the floor. Marty then, with a baseball slide, skins the cat back into the ring.
I love when they skin the cat for no reason. Like, it was absolutely unnecessary here.
It's just to get a woo
Yeah,
from
yeah.
the ladies in the audience.
Mm-hmm.
And then jumps over using a slingshot plancha onto Michaels. Back in the ring, Shawn catches Jannetty telegraphing a back body drop and tries for a super kick, only for Marty to duck, hitting a Japanese arm drag and a head scissors for a 2 count.
Marty's hot, man.
Michaels misses an elbow drop, but Jannetty with a back body drop and an Irish whip that sends Shawn over the ropes to the floor. Michaels has just had enough.
Gets his ball, decides to attempt to go home.
Grabs the title, starts heading to the back, but Mr. Perfect cuts him off
God damn it,
at
Kurt.
the locker room entrance.
No.
God
Good
damn
Kurt.
it, Kurt.
What are you mad
Why
at
are
him
you
for?
mad about this? I thought you wanted this match.
We
No, I do
all
want this match.
love Shawn Michaels, but we also want to see a wrestling match.
I do want to see this match, but god damn it, Kurt.
Okay, he's not giving up on this one.
You're just getting involved. You shouldn't be in there. You just gotta let these rockers handle their shit.
He's got to, because he knows that who knows how long Marty's going to be around. He's got to secure his spot.
Marty controls his own destiny.
He sure does.
If you don't believe that, you may end up dead in
Dead
an
in
alleyway
the alley.
somewhere.
Marty brings Shawn back into the ring with a slingshot, goes for another head scissors, but Michaels reverses it into a stun gun on the ropes. Shawn begins to choke Jannetty to start working him over, following up with a body guillotine, a knee drop, a snapmare, and a drop kick. Michaels goes for his second drop kick, but Marty blocks it and catapults Shawn into the post.
Posted.
Makes the cover for the pin, and Michaels kicks out. Jannetty takes Michaels down with a spinning back elbow and a power slam for a near fall. Goes up to the second rope, but Shawn ducks down, so Marty waits him out, hitting a crossbody for a 2 count. Jannetty tries for an atomic drop, only for Michaels to flip out, but Marty reverses the waistlock and goes for an O'Connor roll for a 2 count. But Shawn rolls on top of Jannetty for a 2 count as well, using the trunks as leverage.
Heel's gonna heal.
Dirty.
Michaels with the super kick, and then turns to taunt Mr. Perfect, and Mr. Perfect throws his towel at Shawn,
Damn it, Kurt.
hitting him in the face, which causes him to back up into Marty, who inside cradles him for the pin and the win. And new!
I wasn't ready for that.
No.
It's Raw. You're not ready for a title change at
But
all.
I'm also not ready for them to commit to Marty in any way. What did he do to that towel? Wipe his ass with it? Why was Shawn so scared of it?
It was the perfect towel
It was the
throw.
perfect time.
It was a loaded towel.
I was actually like, he threw the towel at him, and most people would be like, "Oh, well, the referee." I was just totally expecting the referee to call for the bell.
Yeah, me too. I was like,
Perfect
well,
threw the towel in for someone, so
yeah. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, but we've seen worse.
we have.
Marty got the win here. You know, Marty walked so Hardy could run.
Oh my God, that's not very nice to either man. Hardy definitely made it out better.
But it's true. Yeah.
He's basically stayed paid the whole time. Marty, we can't
True.
say that.
Yeah, Marty would get.
One of them has a much
unemployment for
nicer home.
6 months to a year at a time.
Vince McMahon then recaps the evening before saying his goodbyes. So I ask you, gentlemen, what are your overall thoughts of Monday Night Raw?
Hey, we got 2 upset wins. That's more upset wins than most shows. I like that.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
There was a sandwich that we had too. It was pretty tasty.
There's not a lot to sink or to really say outside of the 2. There's 2 great upsets.
The show's pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
If you can stay away from like
Bartlett.
wanting like
That's his name.
great wrestling, and then as we mentioned earlier, there's no Rob Bartlett to ruin any of it for us.
But Bobby Heenan goes a little bit more out of pocket than you remember.
Yeah, Bobby Heenan goes
but he's
very...
Bobby Heenan, so not all his jokes don't always land. But
he was almost like Jerry Lawler.
Yeah, and he's also just he's always Bobby Heenan.
Yeah,
it's just not.
The jokes on this one for Heenan were more Jerry Lawler than they were Bobby Heenan, where it was just like too corny, not enough wisdom in them.
Yeah,
for me, anyways.
Well, I mean, Bobby Heenan has that like street dummy wisdom that we love so much.
Good. Where's the smart marks at? All right, fuck you.
I think it's time we smark it up. So what are some of the best moments of this show? I'm going to throw it out there right now. The kid
Moonsault.
Yep.
Moonsault on Razor Ramon. Because like I said earlier, I popped so hard at 12 years old for this match.
Yeah. I mean, for that, for sure. But I also was just not convinced at all that Marty was going to win. So, like, I was just, I would say more surprised because I was like, okay, I know the 1, 2, 3 kid gimmick. I hadn't seen this before, but I was watching and I was like, okay, this is probably where this starts, but I really didn't think Marty was going to win, or if he did, I imagined it would be via DQ of some kind.
Yeah.
But he got the pin from
That's
the loaded
fun.
towel.
That's always fun.
Agreed. Razor and Kid was great. Michaels and Jannetty was a fun match as well. Even though I was a huge Shawn Michaels fan, the fact that Marty Jannetty came back, out of, I'm trying to remember the last time we saw him. Was it Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
When they fought, yeah. So I mean, he was gone for a good 4 months or so, and came
also,
back in a amazing disguise that got him through the building without anybody's
confused Lord Alfred Hayes at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fun little comeback for him. Yeah, made the little rocker inside of me happy.
How about most disappointing?
It strummed your chord. Most disappointing? I ain't mad at anything here. I don't remember the bad stuff.
You
I
guys
remember
did
the
like
good
the
stuff.
pew-pews. So.
Oh yeah,
and the pew-pews were.
That's just because we're
pew-pew.
getting further and further into like goofy gimmick city. So it's just like
the Bobby humor, the toilet paper folding talk.
I mean, how do you do your toilet paper? I mean, you don't have to answer that.
I mean, it just
saying like
to,
what a it's,
I
it's a little
fold
hack.
it. It just has to be hanging on the outside.
Okay.
It's got to be bangs, not a mullet.
I've never heard that one before. I'm a seashell man myself.
I saw it once where it was described with a spider, and if there was a spider that crawled onto your toilet paper, if you pulled it down with it hanging in the front, it would fall away from you. If it crawled up inside it with it hanging in the back and you pulled it, it would pull towards you. So, which way do you want the spider to go?
This is wild.
Yeah, see? Toilet paper talk. Maybe I don't hate Bobby Heenan's speech now as much as I thought I did.
Tony Vadja. Pick a new name, man. Pick a new name.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Glenn Ruth is much better
Well,
than Tony Vadja.
Leave it
Not
to me
by
for-
much.
Yeah, Glenn is a terrible name for anybody. Glenn's like a good name for a dog, and that's about it.
Hey, I mean, why do you think what's his name went by Kane?
How about best performer?
Oh, I mean, you got the kid. He's
I'm
got to
going
have
Razor.
his shining
Are you
star.
gonna for Razor just for putting him over?
Putting the man over.
I
mean, he definitely deserves a gold
perfect
star.
with that perfect towel throw.
That's a good choice as well.
Yeah, Razor with his slap
towel
during the
throw
match
around the world.
It was very woo worthy. Yeah, I
If
got
Scott Taylor had done the worm, I would have popped for him.
He hasn't learned the worm yet. I don't know if the worm's been invented, or the worm's probably been invented. I'm sure.
Yeah, the worm was way
I was gonna say, Breakin' and Breakin' 2 have already been released at this point.
Yes.
I don't know about 3 or 4, but
nobody knows about those.
How about most surprising? Is Marty showing up the surprise of the night?
for me, Marty
Or
Marty
is it the
showing
kid?
up, and then Marty winning was the surprise for me.
I mean, it's the kid for me.
Yeah.
Because you're not expecting... You're totally expecting it's a jobber.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
totally
I knew better, but I didn't know better about
knowing
the other
that
thing, so I have to
looking
pick that
back
over.
at it 28 years later, you know that's Sean Waltman, so you know
motherfucking
it's
X-Pac.
not a fucking
X-Pac's
jobber.
like the coolest guy when after Shawn is gone for so long, and DX is still huge, Shawn's like the funnest part of DX because he got all of that energy, probably from all kinds of fun stuff he was putting in his body.
Making
It's trivia time.
Bum, bum, bum. Shane's up.
This
So
week,
great.
the category is the numbers game.
The numbers game. What I say.
And we're going to use Price is Right rules. And it's the closest without going over.
Okay, so we don't have to ring in. We just
5
each
points.
get a guess, right? Or do you ring in to put your guesses in first?
No, you both give a guess.
Okay.
Whoever's closest without going over. The question this week: how many times has a champion come out first for a title match?
Ooh.
From
83 to 92.
Or 92.
And all the shows that we covered, the 80 shows that we covered.
I think
How many times has the champion come out first?
So basically, what I'm talking about is
The
foreshadowing.
All right, I've got my number. I'm not very confident in it, but it's there, and my phone is down, and the number's there, so I'm not cheating.
Do you get your number?
And we'll
Hold on.
reveal at the same time.
80
It was just the first number that popped in my head. I don't know if it's any good. It can't. It's definitely under 100. What was that? It was like
78 when it's 348.
Yeah.
All right, I kept going back to that one, so we'll just leave it at that one.
Okay. Well,
All right.
show me your numbers.
You don't want to get okay. You don't want to do like a 3.
Shane went 13. Michael's is 16.
Oh,
He's like.
I
23.
almost said that one too.
Really? That was the first number popped in my head, and I was like, I don't know. It's just I'm just gonna go with my gut.
The answer is 21.
Ah,
So Michael gets 5 points.
All right.
Puts him in the lead.
dag nabbit.
But this week, I'm giving you a bonus 3-point question.
Ooh.
Oh.
Not Price is Right rules, though.
Okay.
You
Also
have-
a number?
It's also a number.
Okay.
But you have to give me the correct answer to get the bonus
Oh,
points.
All right.
So you know that it's 21 times. But how many times did the champion stay the champion out of those 21 times?
Of coming out second.
Coming out first.
Oh, I mean, coming out first. Sorry.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a number from 1 to 21. Or I guess technically it could be 0 to 21.
I'm gonna go.
Hold on, let me think of a number first before you say a number.
All right.
How many times in 21 times did the champion who came out first stay the champion?
7, 5. You were both wrong.
Oh.
Was
and
it
you're
6?
both 1 off.
Damn it.
I almost put 6 and then I went to 5. But that's pretty funny. Like, damn.
Eh.
So no
That
bonus
was-
points for anyone.
Yeah.
But Michael got 5 points for the original
Take
question.
it.
So
what if we
he's
both
up.
got 6? Would we both got 3 points?
You would have both gotten 3
Okay.
points.
It's all good.
Dang it.
It's all good.
Next week, Slamboree 1993.
Woo.
Are you guys ready for this?
Is this our first Slamboree show?
It's the first
Yes,
ever
this is the
Slamboree.
inaugural Slamboree.
Is Slamboree a word that existed before? It's a bad name for a show, I think.
Well, there's Jamboree and there's Slams, so they...
Yeah, I get it.
We knew it.
Slamboree.
Without Slamboree, there probably would be no Slammiversary or... Yeah, I can't think of any
You
others.
got
off
any
the top
more
of my
there?
head.
Great Balls of Fire.
Slam Mania.
The music from this week's show is Monday Night Raw by Jim Johnston. And Marty Jannetty was the winner of the main event. So we're going to play the Rockers theme song, because that's what he was still using at the time. Rock Out
Get your cock out.
by Jimmy Hart and JJ Maguire. If you like this show or any of our other ones, please go out there and rate and review us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, or wherever you find your podcasts at. You can always email us at wrestlinghistoryx@gmail.com. Any questions, comments, concerns, recipes? We like recipes.
Yes, next week we are going to be back in Georgia. So give me some help with Georgia, because... Whew!
Yeah,
We've been there a lot, and
I don't know.
I'm struggling.
we're going to continue to be there for
I haven't been
quite
there.
some time.
I haven't been to Georgia.
Yeah, I've never physically been there, but I've culinarily been there several times over the last few
I've
months.
been in the airport.
I probably may have been there, but I don't remember. It's, layovers. I don't remember where that's happened.
If you don't like email, you can always hit us up on Twitter as well at WrestlingHistoX. That's Wrestling HISTOX. We'll talk to you next week.
Laters!